A former advisor to Donald Trump has issued a grave warning. As the war between the US-Israeli coalition and Iran escalates, the risk of nuclear confrontation is growing. David Wurmser, a former Trump advisor who has since broken with the president over the decision to go to war, stated in a radio interview that Israel is actively considering whether to deploy its nuclear arsenal as a last resort against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Wurmser, who remains a close ally of the United States, warned that the escalating conflict has Iran striking targets across the Middle East, and Israel is closely monitoring its own security situation. He explained that while the US and Israel are currently winning the war militarily, there is no clear end in sight. His primary concern is that if Israel perceives an existential threat from Iran's advanced missile capabilities, it may feel compelled to use its nuclear weapons. Israel may consider itself in danger because an attack by Iranian missiles is a serious danger, Wurmser said. And then we all have to worry. When Israel is in danger of being overwhelmed by missile attacks, even though they have the capability to shoot many down, the escalating war could lead to the use of nuclear weapons. Wurmser emphasized that while the coalition is winning battles, victory without resolution is dangerous. He urged the international community to seek an end to the war as soon as possible. Israel is the only nuclear-armed state in the Middle East, possessing an estimated 90 nuclear warheads. Iran, despite 2 decades of attempting to develop nuclear capabilities, is not believed to have a single operational nuclear weapon. Its nuclear facilities have been heavily damaged by strikes in the early days of the war. Globally, 9 countries possess nuclear warheads. Russia, nearly 6,000 warheads. United States, 5,580 warheads. China, 400,450 warheads. France, 280 warheads. United Kingdom, 225 warheads. India, 170-00 warheads. Pakistan, 170-00 warheads. North Korea, 40-45 warheads. Israel, approximately 90 warheads. Undeclared. Iran has spent 20 years trying to join this list, but the international community, particularly the United States, has worked aggressively to prevent Tehran from acquiring these weapons of mass destruction. The world's primary fear regarding Iranian nuclear weapons is not just that Iran would possess them, but that they could fall into the hands of its militant proxies across the Middle East. Iran has long supplied ballistic missiles to allied groups, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and in Palestinian Houthis in Yemen. These groups already possess Iranian-made long-range ballistic missiles capable of striking deep into neighboring countries. The international community fears that if Iran developed nuclear warheads, it might share this technology with these proxies, whom the United States designates as terrorist organizations. The greatest danger, analysts say, would be to Israel. Iran and its proxy forces have repeatedly stated that Israel is an enemy that must be wiped out from history. The prospect of a nuclear-armed militant group on Israel's border is a nightmare scenario for Israeli defense planners. What has renewed concern about Israeli nuclear doctrine is Iran's recent deployment of advanced ballistic missiles. On March 15th, Iran launched its latest solid-fuel ballistic missile, capable of traveling 2,000 kilometers well within range of Israel. This missile is hypersonic, making it extremely difficult for missile defense systems like the Iron Dome or Arrow system to intercept. Wurmser noted that this particular missile launch targeted both Israel and US bases in the Middle East. The fact that Israel could not guarantee shooting down these missiles has raised alarm in Jerusalem. If Israel is in danger because of Iran's latest advanced missiles, Israel may consider using nuclear weapons against them, Wurmser warned. His comments were subsequently reported by British press outlets. It is important to note that David Wurmser, while a former advisor to Donald Trump, has distanced himself from the current administration. He opposed Trump's decision to go to war with Iran. However, he acknowledges that the war has succeeded in crippling the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's ability to project power. On March 16th, an IRGC general stated that Iran is not out of weapons and retains modern missiles capable of striking Israel and its neighbors. This defiance, Wurmser argues, is precisely why a ceasefire is urgently needed. He believes the international community should now force Iran to accept the terms the United States has long demanded: no nuclear weapons and no long-range ballistic missiles. Iran has consistently rejected these conditions, insisting on its right to develop both. The United States launched this war explicitly to cripple Iran's military capabilities. President Trump has stated that the campaign is ahead of schedule, but he has also refused to specify an end date, saying only that the war will end when the United States wants it to end. Israel has planned for a 6-week campaign. With the conflict now entering its 3rd week, Israeli leaders believe they have approximately 3 weeks left to achieve their primary objective, the overthrow of the Islamic Republic of Iran's regime. For President Trump and his administration, the goal is clear. Trump has repeatedly stated that he wants to end the Islamic Republic of Iran, which he has consistently labeled a terrorist regime. Whether that goal can be achieved without triggering a nuclear catastrophe remains the most urgent question facing the Middle East today.